You think you can shoot this review without me?
Shh. I don't need you saying anything to me.
You are nothing without us.
Look, I can do this without you.
Without us, you'd just be a YouTuber with only 10 subscribers.
I don't care. I do this for the love of YouTube, not for views and clicks.
Fine, go ahead. See how far you'll make it.
Whatever, man.
The video's still gonna fail without us.
Your breath stink. Alright, y'all, so for this video here, I have a special guest in the building. You want to come on in? Show him who he is?
Hello, everybody.
As you can tell from the thumbnail, one of us is very excited about this movie, and the other one not so much. Been a while since we disagreed on the movie, huh? So let's get down to it. Venom, The Last Dance, The Last Hurrah. Alright, The Last Dragon, Venom, The Last Action Hero. Venom, Part 3. Comes out in theaters this Friday. We were fortunate enough to see it early yesterday. And right off rip, I'm going to say this movie is very mid. So before I get to all my thoughts on the movie, Venom 3, Eddie and Venom are once again, you know, they got their bromance as strong as ever. It's actually the highlight of the film. And is that something on my shoulder? Oh, that's on the lens. All right, so let me do the right thing here. So Venom 3, this time there is a new threat emerging, this Thanos level threat that's going to level the whole world. And it's up to Venom and Eddie Brock to stop it and save the world. And the whole time you're thinking, if this is in the Spider-Verse, where the hell is Spider-Man? We don't know. What's supposed to be a more serious take on Venom as compared to the last movie, a lot of people didn't like Venom Carnage because they said that it was too goofy, it was too silly, it was too slapstick. Venom was made a joke out of, but I enjoyed it and you enjoyed it too, right? It was dumb fun.
At the end, they locked in. What are you talking about?
They locked in at the end?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you a poet and you know it, boy. You got bars. So yeah, so this time around, you know, this is supposed to be the last movie, so this is supposed to be the big bad finale to end off the trilogy of Venom. And
I got offensive.
not so what offensive? Why?
I'm Venom. They talk about.
Oh, you're in character right now. Okay.
They talking about that I'm
Speak up, boy.
silly. They
They talking about
I'm
you're silly. Yeah. Well, you're supposed to be silly. This is part of your character. But that's the highlight of this. The highlight of this series is Eddie and Venom and how they get along. So to me, the best parts of this movie is that stuff, okay? And some of the action sequences when they did happen were actually dope. Problem is, there's not a whole lot of Venom in Venom form because there's this thing that's hunting Venom, and the only way that he can really hunt him is if he's in full Venom form because there's something inside that locks in and he's like able to find him. But this thing is like almost impossible to beat. He looks like something out of Men in Black. Or like that, remember that tarantula creature thing in Attack of the Clones in the arena scene? So that's basically it. There's really nothing to this movie. To me, this felt like a very lame finale to what was not an epic trilogy, but a very enjoyable trilogy. And I say ended kind of like you started it, you know, on a lighthearted note. This movie got kind of dark at times and a little sad a little bit. You know, not to spoil nothing, but I'm like, God damn, this didn't go the way I wanted it to go. And there's a villain that's introduced here that's, according to comic book lovers, matter of fact, slide over some, man, so they can see you a little better. There's a new big bad villain introduced that's supposed to be like Thanos level villain, according to my YouTube peers. And they were very let down, and you don't really see this MFer, like, you know, you see him once or twice give a little monologue, and you see him mostly with his head down, but that's it. Even the Fallen from Transformers got more love than this nigga did. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was mid. I really wasn't a fan. Book, what'd you think about the movie?
It's like I got accepted at the end because not trying to spoil the people who got the symbiote. Not trying to spoil it, hands down.
Okay, don't spoil it, dude.
They did not deserve it. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, there's some people that got the symbiote that did not deserve the symbiote?
No, and when you watch it, you don't understand because they were so useless.
Okay, well, you know what? That's a good point you bring up because there are a lot of useless characters in this movie. So besides Venom, besides Eddie Brock, there's nobody else in this movie that's really likable. Well, except there's one character. She reminded me of Hilary Banks from The Fresh Prince, the one with the Christmas tree on her jacket. Remember her, Hilary Banks? Christmas tree. Yeah. Well, see, even you forgot her. So yeah, this movie had a lot of forgettable characters, a lot of forgettable moments. Tom Hardy is great as Venom. Actually, I'd like to see him play Venom again. It's bittersweet because this really is the end, or so we think it is. And I'm going to miss him as Venom. At first, I was like, Tom Hardy, Bane is Venom? Eddie Brock? But he really grew on me as this character. What do you think about Tom Hardy as Venom?
It's amazing. During the movies, in like the first and two and third, they have very good moments. They like each other, but the first one, they was a little bit edgy when you first got each other. Yeah, but later on, when they moved on, they got together, they liked each other, and
they had good chemistry, right?
And yeah, but in the third movie, later on, it got sad.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is enjoyable, but I thought it was a kind of, it was a weak send-off. I mean, I'm going to stick to my guns. Sony don't know what they're doing with these characters. You know what I mean?
They do not deserve it.
Well, and the whole time I'm thinking, like, okay, like, look at your Venom costume, right? Who's that on the front of that mug? That's a Spider-Man logo, ain't it?
Yes.
Venom got his powers from Spider-Man because the symbiote attached to Spider-Man first. Spoiler. To those that don't know. And Eddie Brock, who is Peter Parker's arch nemesis, he hated Eddie Brock because Eddie stole everything from him, his career, his woman, and everything. So his hatred for Peter attracted the symbiote. And that's how they attached to him. And therefore, he became Venom. So as this threat emerges, right, you're like, okay, there's no way that he can face him alone. So a small part of me was thinking, are we going to get Spider-Man? Are we going to get some kind of help here? Maybe Carnage can come back. You know what I'm saying? I was expecting like maybe a special cameo to help him. But it's just Venom. Venom.
Not trying to be rude.
Okay, don't be rude.
Well, I feel like Venom and Carnage against that one creature.
That'd have been dope.
Yes.
That'd have been dope.
They would probably knocked him down. I'm not trying to spoil, but
well, you can't spoil it if it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I can tell you were getting antsy because there was times, boy, you had antsy your pants and you needed to dance. You was squirming and moving and, popcorn and man, how come this thing didn't happen over here like this? Like, I thought you was drunk a couple of times, man. I'm like, bug, You're like, nah, but I just want to know because you know what I'm saying?
They're getting under my skin. It's like, why are you doing this to me? It's like, not all this creatures is getting knocked out and not saying a word.
What's it got to do with anything? What the fuck are you talking about?
But just getting knocked down one by one.
But you know what? This ain't the worst movie in the world, but compared to the other movies, all right, if I rank them, man, I will put this one dead last. I would say yes. I think Carnage is probably the best one, even though people crapped in that movie. But look, it was a good time. It was fun. I say 2, and then the first one, and then this one. Yeah, I will put this one dead last.
2, 1, and 3rd.
Yeah.
I like all of them, even the third one, but there's some parts that I really wanted to hate it.
Well, it was some good stuff in it. Like there were a lot of times the crowd was laughing, and we were laughing. The action was when it did happen. It was fun. You know, so this is a good little popcorn movie, but just, especially if you're fans of the big, what's the character name again? Scuzzy, whatever, the big baddie. If you're a fan of that character, you were really gonna be let down. It's gonna really piss you off. All right, that's all I gotta say about that. That's almost like when you want to see Galactus in Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, and they gave you a cloud. I think you're gonna be like that level pissed off what they did with this character. So I give this movie a C.
I give this A minus.
A minus, okay, because you gave.
It's finna drop down to a B.
Well, no, don't let me know. Like, your opinion's your opinion. So whatever you think about it, stick to your guns. Don't let me persuade you otherwise. That's the beauty of doing this, is that we can have different opinions, but stick to your guns. Don't let nobody sway you otherwise, even when they have good points. You dig?
A minus.
A minus. All right, which is still because I think you gave Venom 2 an A plus because you really did like that one.
Every time Venom, Venom has some crappy moments. One of the parts I was like, Venom, you know this already. Why are you not sticking to
I feel you.
Since
Mm-hmm.
when it sense it be like
That's right, man.
It don't take no. If you're in full Venom mode and you have that heart piece and you're like, oh, let's dance in Venom mode, and you're like, Venom, let me have my body back before it be real trouble.
That's right.
Oh my God.
Spoiler without spoiling it. Can you do me a favor before we end this video? Can you give me your best Venom impression? Well, what should we go to get? Where should we go to get something to eat from?
I don't know.
You don't know? How about some Burger King or Taco Bell? Really? How about we just go skip the meal and just go pick up a couple of hotties and and hang out with them?
No.
You don't want to hang out with no hotties?
I'm hungry.
Even if it's Rhea Ripley and what's her name, Liv Morgan?
No. Liv Morgan. No.
Right on. All right, so this is Rashad G, Mr. Boog as Venom signing out.
I'll see you next time.
Ah!